Welcome back to Crazy Auto Premiere. Today, we're diving into the all-new 2026 Ford Escape, Ford's answer to the hot compact SUV market. Built in Kentucky, it now comes in 6 trims, from the ST Line series to the plug-in hybrid. But note, the active trim is now mostly for fleets. Competing with the CR-V and RAV4, the Escape stands out with advanced EcoBoost engines, available intelligent AWD, hybrid efficiency, and tech like the available 13.2-inch touchscreen and Ford Copilot 360. Over the next 30 seconds, we'll break down what's new, what's powerful, and whether this SUV deserves a spot in your driveway. Let's go. Exterior features and design. All right, let's talk about what you see when you first lay eyes on the 2026 Ford Escape. Because let's be honest, we all judge books by their covers, especially when it comes to vehicles. The Escape has a commanding presence with an overall length of 180.1 inches for the front-wheel drive models and 181.2 inches for the all-wheel drive versions. That extra inch on the all-wheel drive models comes from additional rear bodywork to accommodate the AWD system. The width, excluding mirrors, sits at 74.1 inches, but when you include those side mirrors, you're looking at 85.6 inches of total width. This is important when you're navigating tight parking garages or narrow city streets. Height-wise, the Escape stands between 66 and 66.1 inches tall. This is the perfect height, in my opinion. It's tall enough to give you that commanding SUV driving position without being so high that it's difficult for shorter passengers to climb in, or that you're struggling to fit in standard garages. Ford nailed the proportions here. The wheelbase measures 106.7 inches. For those listening who might not be car nerds, the wheelbase is the distance between the center of the front wheels and the center of the rear wheels. A longer wheelbase generally means a smoother ride and more interior space, and the Escape's wheelbase is competitive in this segment. Ground clearance is 7.5 inches for the gasoline models and 6.9 inches for the hybrid and plug-in hybrids. The hybrids sit slightly lower due to the battery pack placement, but honestly, 6.9 inches is still plenty for normal driving conditions, light off-roading, and getting through winter weather without scraping. Now let's talk about wheels and tires, because this is where each trim level starts to show its personality. The active trim, which again is mostly fleet only now, rides on 17-inch shadow silver painted aluminum wheels wrapped in 225/65 R17 all-season tires. Moving up to the ST Line and ST Line Select, you get 18-inch rock metallic painted aluminum wheels with 225/60 R18 all-season tires. The ST Line Elite really brings the visual drama with 19-inch machined face ebony painted aluminum wheels and 225/55 R19 all-season rubber. These wheels are gorgeous, folks. The machined face finish catches light beautifully. The Platinum trim gets its own unique 19-inch machined face aluminum wheels with dark tarnished painted pockets, also running 225/55 R19 all-season rubber. It's a more sophisticated, upscale look compared to the sporty ST Line Elite. And for the environmentally conscious among you, the plug-in hybrid comes with 18-inch wheels featuring unique aero covers designed to reduce drag and maximize efficiency, mounted with 225/60 R18 low rolling resistance all-season tires. Let's talk colors, because Ford has given us some fantastic options for 2026. You've got agate black metallic, which is that deep, glossy black that never goes out of style. There's carbonized gray metallic, a sophisticated darker gray. Oxford white is your classic clean white option. Space white metallic offers a slightly pearlescent white finish. Star White Metallic Tri-Coat is available at extra cost and features a 3-layer paint process that gives an incredible depth and shimmer. There's Lithium Gray Metallic, which is new for 2026 and replaces the previous Space Silver. And here's the exciting one, Eruption Green Metallic, which is brand new for 2026.
This is a bold, vibrant green that absolutely pops. If you want to stand out, this is your color. Finally, there's Rapid Red Metallic Tinted Clear Coat, available at extra cost. This is a rich, deep red with incredible depth thanks to that tinted clear coat. The front fascia features Ford's latest design language with a prominent grille, sharp LED headlights on upper trims, and aggressive air intakes that give the Escape a purposeful, sporty stance. The profile is sleek with a slightly coupe-like roofline that doesn't sacrifice headroom, and the rear features modern LED taillights with a clean, uncluttered design and dual exhaust finishers on the sportier trims. This is a good-looking SUV, folks. Ford's designers have struck a great balance between aggressive sportiness and sophisticated elegance. Interior and comfort. Now let's step inside the 2026 Ford Escape, because this is where you're going to be spending all your time, and Ford knows it. First, let's talk about space. The Escape seats 5 passengers comfortably. In the front row, you've got 40 inches of headroom and an impressive 42.4 inches of legroom. That's genuinely spacious. Even if you're 6 feet tall or more, you're going to have plenty of room to stretch out. Shoulder room up front measures 57.6 inches and hip room is 55.2 inches. 2 adults can sit up front without feeling cramped or bumping elbows. Moving to the second row, headroom is 39.3 inches. Now here's something important to note. Legroom in the second row is 40.7 inches in the gasoline models, but drops to 38.9 inches in the hybrids and plug-in hybrids. That nearly 2-inch difference is due to the battery pack placement. It's still reasonable space for adults, but taller passengers might notice that reduced legroom in the hybrids. Shoulder room in back is 56 inches, and hip room is 53.3 inches. Total passenger volume in the gasoline models is 104.0 cubic feet. In the hybrids and plug-in hybrids, that drops to 102.2 cubic feet. Again, those batteries have to go somewhere. But let's talk about what might be even more important to many of you: cargo space. In the gasoline-powered Escapes, you get 37.5 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row. That's enough for a serious grocery run, a couple of suitcases, or your golf clubs. Fold down that second row, and you're looking at a massive 65.4 cubic feet of cargo space. That's enough to move furniture, load up camping gear for the family, or handle a Costco run without breaking a sweat. The hybrids and plug-in hybrids sacrifice some cargo space for those eco-friendly powertrains. Behind the second row, you get 34.4 cubic feet, and with the seats folded, 60.8 cubic feet. Still very usable, just slightly less than the gas models. Now let's talk about interior quality and features. Ford has really stepped up their game here. Depending on your trim level, you're looking at quality soft-touch materials, available leather seating, and thoughtful design throughout the cabin. The dashboard layout is clean and modern, with physical controls where they make sense and touchscreen integration where it enhances the experience. The seats themselves are designed for long-distance comfort. The front seats offer good bolstering without being too aggressive, and upper trims get power adjustment, heating, and even ventilation. The second row seats are comfortable as well, with good padding and decent recline adjustment. Storage solutions are abundant. You've got a center console that can swallow a decent-sized purse or bag, door pockets that can hold water bottles and other items, cup holders throughout, and clever little storage cubbies scattered around the cabin. Ford's designers clearly thought about real-world use. Visibility is excellent from the driver's seat. The A-pillars are reasonably slim, the side mirrors are large and well-positioned, and available on upper trims is a 360-degree camera system with split view that makes parking and maneuvering in tight spaces absolutely effortless. Climate control is either manual or automatic dual zone, depending on trim level. Upper trims get that dual zone automatic system that lets the driver and front passenger set their own preferred temperatures. The steering wheel is leather-wrapped on most trims and includes controls for audio, phone, cruise control, and driver assistance features. Everything falls naturally to hand. One thing I really appreciate about the Escape's interior is that Ford hasn't gone overboard trying to be futuristic at the expense of usability. There's a nice balance between modern technology and intuitive, easy-to-use controls. You're not fumbling through 3 submenus just to adjust the temperature. Overall, the interior of the 2026 Escape punches above its weight class. It feels more premium than the price point suggests, and that's always a win in my book. Powertrain and performance. All right, folks, now we're getting to the heart of the matter. Let's talk about what's under the hood and how this thing performs on the road. The 2026 Ford Escape offers 3 distinct powertrain options, and this is where things get really interesting. Let's start with the base engine, the 1.5-liter EcoBoost inline 3-cylinder. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. A 3-cylinder? Really? But hold on, because Ford's EcoBoost technology makes this little engine punch way above its weight.
The 2.0-liter EcoBoost pumps out 250 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and a massive 280 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. Displacement is 122 cubic inches, exactly 2 liters. It features a single twin-scroll turbocharger, which is more efficient and responsive than a conventional single-scroll turbo, plus direct fuel injection. Bore and stroke are 3.44 inches by 3.27 inches, with a compression ratio of 10.8 to 1. It runs on regular unleaded gasoline with a minimum 87 octane, but Ford recommends 91 octane or higher for peak performance. If you want every last horse, feed it premium. This engine also gets the 8-speed automatic transmission and is only available with all-wheel drive. Fuel tank capacity is 15.7 gallons. Here's where things get serious. With the Class 2 trailer tow package, which is option code 536, this engine can tow up to 3,500 pounds. That's enough for a decent-sized camper, a boat, or a loaded car trailer. Without the tow package, maximum trailer weight is 2,000 pounds. The tow package includes a 4-pin trailer wiring harness, a hitch receiver, an automatic transmission oil cooler, and trailer sway control. Lane keeping alert is standard on the vehicle. The hitch receiver on the 2.0-liter EcoBoost models has a maximum weight carrying capacity of 3,500 pounds with a maximum tongue load of 350 pounds. For those who prioritize performance, this 2.0-liter is the one to get. It transforms the Escape into a genuinely quick and capable vehicle. Now, let's talk about the green option, the 2.5-liter Atkinson Cycle inline 4-cylinder hybrid and plug-in hybrid powertrains. This is where Ford shows they're serious about efficiency without completely sacrificing capability. The 2.5-liter engine is naturally aspirated, meaning no turbocharger, and uses sequential multi-port fuel injection rather than direct injection. Displacement is 152 cubic inches, 2.5 liters. Bore and stroke are 3.5 inches by 3.94 inches, with an aggressive compression ratio of 13 to 1, which is typical for Atkinson cycle engines optimized for efficiency. The gas engine alone produces 155 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM, but what matters is the total system output. In the regular hybrid, you get 192 horsepower total system power. In the plug-in hybrid, that jumps to 210 horsepower total system power. Both use Ford's electronic continuously variable transmission, or eCVT, with power split technology. This isn't a traditional CVT with belts and pulleys. It's a planetary gear set system similar to what Toyota uses in their hybrids. It's smooth, efficient, and proven reliable. These hybrid models run on regular unleaded with a minimum 87 octane. Fuel tank capacity is 14.3 gallons for the regular hybrid and 11.1 gallons for the plug-in hybrid. The smaller tank in the PHEV makes room for the larger battery pack. Towing capacity for both hybrid models is 1,500 pounds when properly equipped with the Class 2 trailer tow package. That's less than the gas engines, but still enough for light-duty towing, like a small camping trailer or a few motorcycles. All engines feature front-wheel drive as standard, with intelligent all-wheel drive available on most configurations. The AWD system is seamless in operation, automatically sending power to the rear wheels when it detects slip at the front.
Every Escape gets four-wheel disc brakes with ABS, brake assist, and electronic brake force distribution. The hybrid models also feature regenerative braking, which captures energy during deceleration and feeds it back to the battery. The drivetrain layout is transverse front engine, which is ideal for maximizing interior space in a compact SUV platform. In terms of axle ratios, the 1.5-liter EcoBoost uses a 3.81-to-1 final drive. The 2.0-liter EcoBoost uses 3.47-to-1, and both hybrid powertrains use 2.91-to-1. The taller gearing in the hybrids helps maximize efficiency. Performance-wise, the Escape feels nimble and responsive. It's not a sports car, but it's far from boring. The steering is well-weighted, body roll is controlled, and the overall driving experience is engaging enough to make your daily commute enjoyable. Fuel economy and efficiency. Now, let's talk about what might be the most important specification for many of you: fuel economy. Because let's face it, in today's world, efficiency matters, both for your wallet and for the environment. The EPA estimated fuel economy for the 2026 Ford Escape are actually quite impressive across the board. Let's break it down by powertrain and drivetrain configuration. Starting with the 1.5-liter EcoBoost with front-wheel drive, you're looking at 27 miles per gallon in city, 34 miles per gallon on highway, and 30 miles per gallon combined. That's genuinely good for a compact SUV with decent power. If you're doing mostly highway driving, that 34 miles per gallon highway rating means you can cover over 500 miles on a single tank with the 14.8-gallon fuel capacity. Step up to the 1.5-liter EcoBoost with all-wheel drive, and the numbers drop slightly to 26 city, 32 highway, and 28 combined. That's the typical penalty you pay for all-wheel drive. The extra weight and drivetrain friction cost you about 2 miles per gallon across the board. Still very respectable numbers. Now, if you opt for the more powerful 2.0-liter EcoBoost with all-wheel drive, you're looking at 23 miles city, 31 highway, and 26 combined. You're trading some efficiency for that extra power and towing capacity, but honestly, these are still competitive numbers for a vehicle with 250 horsepower and the ability to tow 3,500 pounds. Here's where things get really interesting. The 2.5-liter hybrid with front-wheel drive delivers 42 miles per gallon in city, 36 on highway, and 39 combined. Notice how the hybrid actually does better in city driving than on highway. That's because the hybrid system excels in stop-and-go traffic, where regenerative braking and the electric motor can do most of the work. On the highway, you're mostly running on the gas engine. The hybrid is also available with all-wheel drive, and impressively, Ford has managed to maintain the same EPA estimates: 42 city, 36 highway, 39 combined. That's unusual. Typically, AWD costs you a mile or two, even on hybrids, but Ford's engineering team clearly optimized this powertrain combination. Now, the crown jewel of efficiency, the plug-in hybrid. This is where things get a bit more complex, because the PHEV can run on electricity alone, or use the gas engine, or blend both together. The EPA rates it at 101 mpge combined when operating in electric mode. That E stands for equivalent, meaning it's converting electrical energy consumption into a miles per gallon equivalent figure. More importantly, for real-world use, the EPA estimated all-electric range is 37 miles. Think about what that means. If your daily commute is 37 miles or less and you charge at home every night, you could potentially never burn gasoline during your regular commute. You'd only use gas for longer trips. Once the battery is depleted, the PHEV operates as a regular hybrid with the same 42 city, 36 highway ratings. So even if you can't charge it, you're still getting excellent hybrid fuel economy. Let's put this in perspective with some real-world examples. Say you're commuting 25 miles each way to work. That's 50 miles total. With the 1.5-liter FWD getting 30 combined mpg, you'd use about 1.67 gallons per day, 8.35 gallons per work week. At current gas prices, let's say $4 per gallon, that's about $33.40 per week. With the hybrid getting 39 combined mpg, you'd use about 1.28 gallons per day, 6.4 gallons per week. That's $25.60 per week, saving you almost $8 weekly, over $400 annually. With the plug-in hybrid running on electricity for your daily commute, assuming you pay about 15 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity, and the PHEV uses about 10 kilowatt hours to charge, that's $1.50 per charge, $3 per day, $15 per week. That's an annual savings of over $950 compared to the base gas engine. Of course, the PHEV costs more up front, but depending on federal and state incentives, gas prices, and your driving patterns, it could pay for itself over the ownership period. Ford has also included an auto start-stop system on all powertrains to save fuel at traffic lights. The engine shuts off when you're stopped and restarts instantly when you release the brake. It's seamless and saves more fuel than you might think in city driving. The hybrids also feature multiple drive modes, including EV Auto, where the system intelligently blends electric and gas power, EV Now, which prioritizes all-electric driving until the battery is depleted, and EV Later, which saves battery charge for later use. Bottom line on efficiency, whether you're looking at the gas engines, the hybrid, or the plug-in hybrid, the 2026 Ford Escape delivers competitive, class-leading fuel economy that will keep more money in your pocket and reduce your carbon footprint. Technology and infotainment. All right, let's dive into the tech side of things, because the 2026 Ford Escape is seriously loaded with technology and infotainment features that make it feel like a vehicle from a much higher price bracket. Let's start with the infotainment system. Ford's Sync 4 system is standard across the lineup, and on ST Line Select and higher trims, you get a massive 13.2-inch touchscreen. That's bigger than an iPad mini, folks. This isn't some tiny, squinty screen. This is a proper, large, high-resolution display that's easy to see and easy to use. The interface.
Wireless charging is available on upper trims. There's a dedicated pad usually located at the base of the center stack where you can drop your compatible smartphone and it charges without any cables. It's one of those features you don't think you need until you have it, and then you can't imagine living without it. Now let's talk about safety technology, because this is where the Escape really shines. Standard on every single Escape is Ford Co-Pilot 360 technology. This comprehensive suite includes pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, which can detect vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists ahead and automatically apply the brakes if a collision is imminent and you haven't reacted. BLISS, which stands for Blind Spot Information System, uses radar sensors to detect vehicles in your blind spots and provides visual warnings in the side mirrors. It also includes Cross-Traffic Alert, which warns you of approaching vehicles when you're backing out of a parking space. This is incredibly useful in crowded parking lots. Lane Keeping System helps keep you centered in your lane with gentle steering inputs if you start to drift without signaling. It's not intrusive, but it's there as a safety net. And post-collision braking automatically applies the brakes after a collision to help prevent secondary impacts. All of this is standard. You don't have to pay extra for basic safety features, and that's how it should be. But if you want to take it further, there's available Ford Co-Pilot 360 Assist 2.0. This upgraded suite includes enhanced adaptive cruise control with lane centering. This is semi-autonomous driving, folks. The system maintains a set distance from the vehicle ahead, automatically adjusting your speed in traffic, and can keep you centered in your lane with smooth steering inputs. It's not full self-driving, but for highway cruising and traffic jams, it dramatically reduces driver fatigue. Speed sign recognition uses the front camera to read speed limit signs and displays them on your instrument cluster. It can even adjust your cruise control speed to match posted limits if you enable that feature. Predictive Speed Assist works with the navigation system to automatically adjust cruise control speed for upcoming curves, exits, and speed limit changes. Available on upper trims is a 360-degree camera system with split-view display. This uses 4 cameras mounted around the vehicle to create a bird's-eye view, making parking and maneuvering in tight spaces incredibly easy. The split-view feature lets you see 2 different camera angles simultaneously, like front and overhead, or overhead and rear. The Escape also has Ford Power-Up capability on certain trims, which means the vehicle can receive over-the-air software updates.
Just like your smartphone, your Escape can get better over time with new features, improvements, and fixes delivered wirelessly. You might wake up one morning and find your vehicle has a new feature or improved functionality. Voice recognition through Sync 4 is actually quite good. You can control navigation, climate, audio, and phone functions with natural voice commands. You don't have to remember specific phrases, just talk naturally, and the system understands. USB ports are scattered throughout the cabin, including USB-C ports on newer trims, which charge devices faster. There are also 12-volt outlets, and on some models, even a 110-volt AC outlet for charging laptops or other devices. The available FordPass Connect system includes an embedded modem that creates a Wi-Fi hotspot capable of connecting up to 10 devices. This is perfect for families with kids who want to stream videos on tablets during long trips. Through the FordPass app on your smartphone, you can remotely start your vehicle, lock or unlock doors, check fuel level, find where you parked, and even schedule remote starts to have your Escape warmed up or cooled down before you get in. Navigation is available and integrates seamlessly with the 13.2-inch screen, providing clear, easy-to-follow directions with real-time traffic information. One thing I really appreciate is that Ford hasn't buried essential controls in touchscreen menus. Climate control has physical buttons and knobs on most trims, which means you can adjust temperature or fan speed without taking your eyes off the road. The technology in the 2026 Escape is comprehensive, user-friendly, and legitimately useful rather than gimmicky. It's tech that actually improves your daily driving experience. Dimensions and ground clearance. Let's talk about the nitty-gritty details that affect how the Escape performs in real-world conditions. We've already covered some dimensions, but let's put it all together and add context. The wheelbase is 106.7 inches, which provides a good balance between interior space and maneuverability. The track width, which is the distance between the left and right wheels, is 62.4 inches in the front and 61.8 inches in the rear. This slightly narrower rear track is common in modern vehicles and helps with aerodynamics and stability. Ground clearance is 7.5 inches for gasoline models and 6.9 inches for hybrids. This is adequate for normal driving, dirt roads, and moderate winter conditions. You're not going rock crawling with an Escape, but you can handle rutted Forest Service roads, deep snow, and those terrifying speed bumps in parking lots without scraping. Weights and capacities. Weight-wise, the gasoline models have a base curb weight ranging from approximately 3,295 pounds to 3,525 pounds, depending on trim and drivetrain. The hybrid and plug-in hybrid models are heavier, ranging from 3,545 pounds to 3,905 pounds. That extra weight comes from the electric motors, battery packs, and additional cooling systems. Total passenger volume is 104 cubic feet for gas models and 102.2 cubic feet for hybrids. Cargo volume behind the second row is 37.5 cubic feet for gas and 34.4 cubic feet for hybrids. With the seats folded, 65.4 cubic feet in gas models and 60.8 cubic feet in hybrids. To put cargo space in perspective, 37.5 cubic feet can hold about 8 carry-on suitcases, a week's worth of groceries for a family of 4, or several sets of golf clubs with room to spare. With the seats folded, 65.4 cubic feet is enough space to fit a mountain bike without removing the front wheel, multiple pieces of furniture from IKEA, or all your camping gear for a family of 4. Now let's talk about towing in detail. The gross combined weight rating, or GCWR, varies by powertrain. For the hybrids, it's 5,624 pounds for the regular hybrid and 5,785 pounds for the plug-in hybrid. For the 1.5-liter EcoBoost, it's 5,635 pounds with FWD and 5,790 pounds with AWD. The 2.0-liter EcoBoost has a GCWR of 7,440 pounds. Maximum loaded trailer weight is 1,500 pounds for hybrids when properly equipped, 2,000 pounds for the 1.5-liter, and either 2,000 pounds or 3,500 pounds for the 2.0, depending on whether you have the tow package. Towing specifications and tips. Ford specifies a maximum trailer frontal area of 20 square feet without the tow package and 30 square feet with it. Frontal area is important because a tall, wide trailer creates more air resistance than a low, narrow one, even at the same weight. Important towing notes. Certain states require electric trailer brakes for trailers over specific weights, so check your local regulations. The combined weight of vehicle and trailer cannot exceed the GCWR. Ford calculated these ratings using the SAE J2807 method, which is the industry standard testing protocol. When towing, weight distribution is critical. Approximately 60% of cargo should be in the front half of the trailer, 40% in the rear. The load should be balanced side to side and firmly secured to prevent shifting. Suspension, handling, and braking. Suspension-wise, the Escape uses a modern independent suspension setup front and rear. This provides a comfortable ride, good handling, and allows each wheel to react independently to road surfaces. The suspension is tuned for a balance between comfort and sportiness. It absorbs bumps and potholes without being floaty, and it controls body roll in corners without being harsh. Handling is confident and predictable. The Escape doesn't feel like a top-heavy SUV. It feels planted and stable. Steering is well-weighted with good feedback. It's not a sports car, but it's engaging enough to make your drive enjoyable rather than just transportation. Safety ratings and an important buyer note. Safety ratings haven't been finalized yet for the 2026 model year as I'm speaking, but previous Escape models have performed well in IHSS and NHTSA testing. With all the standard safety technology we discussed earlier, this is one of the safer vehicles in its class. One critical note for buyers: the 2026 Ford Escape is not certified for emissions requirements with the California Air Resources Board for the 2026 model year. This means it's not available for purchase in states that have adopted California's certification requirements for 2026. Those states are California, Massachusetts, Oregon, New York, Washington, and Vermont. If you live in one of these states, you'll need to wait for certification or consider a different model year or vehicle. Pricing estimates. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: price and value. While Ford hasn't released final MSRP pricing for every trim level at the time of this recording, we can make some educated estimates based on the 2025 model and typical year-to-year increases.
Expect the Escape lineup to start somewhere in the mid to upper 20s for the base active trim and fleet channels. The ST line will likely start around $29,000 to $30,000. ST line Select probably comes in around $32,000 to $34,000. ST line Elite will push into the mid to upper 30s. The Platinum trim will likely start around $38,000 to $40,000. And the plug-in hybrid will command a premium, probably starting around $40,000 to $42,000, though federal tax credits of up to $7,500 can bring that effective price down significantly. When we're talking about monthly payments around $500, we're likely looking at upper trim levels with options, or financing lower trims with smaller down payments over longer terms. Competitive landscape. So how does the Escape stack up against the competition? Let's run through the major players. The Honda CR-V is probably the Escape's toughest competitor. It's refined, reliable, spacious, and holds its value exceptionally well. The CR-V has a more conservative design and slightly better predicted reliability, but the Escape offers more powerful engine options and a genuine plug-in hybrid that Honda can't match. The Toyota RAV4 is the sales leader in this segment, for good reason. It's reliable, capable, and offers a hybrid and plug-in hybrid option. However, the RAV4's interior feels a generation behind the Escape's, and the infotainment system isn't as user-friendly as Ford's Sync 4. The Mazda CX-50 brings more driving engagement and upscale interior materials, but it's pricier, has less cargo space, and doesn't offer a hybrid option at all. The Hyundai Tucson offers tremendous value with a long warranty, lots of standard features, and attractive styling. It's a strong competitor, but the Escape has more refined powertrains and better driving dynamics. The Nissan Rogue is comfortable and quiet with a spacious interior, but it feels less engaging to drive than the Escape and doesn't offer the performance or hybrid variety that Ford provides. Escape's key advantages. What sets the Escape apart? First, the variety of powertrains. You can get efficient 3-cylinder power, muscular turbocharged 4-cylinder performance, or genuinely impressive hybrid and plug-in hybrid efficiency. No other competitor in this price range offers that variety. Second, the technology. That 13.2-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, available 12.3-inch digital cluster, and comprehensive Copilot 360 safety suite are all impressive for this price point. Third, the driving experience. The Escape is more engaging and fun to drive than most competitors. It doesn't feel like an appliance. It feels like a vehicle you might actually enjoy driving. Fourth, American assembly and Ford's dealer network. The Escape is built in Kentucky by American workers, and Ford has the largest dealer network in the country, which means easier servicing and better parts availability. Downsides and who it's for. Are there downsides? Sure. Ford's predicted reliability ratings typically trail Honda and Toyota, though they've improved significantly in recent years. The hybrid models sacrifice some cargo and passenger space. And if you live in California or certain other states, you can't even buy the 2026 model due to emissions certification issues. But overall, the 2026 Ford Escape represents excellent value in the compact SUV segment. It's stylish, capable, efficient, tech-laden, and available in a configuration that will suit almost any buyer's needs. Whether you're a commuter looking for maximum fuel economy in the hybrid, an adventurer who needs all-wheel drive and towing capability, a tech enthusiast who wants the latest infotainment and safety features, or just someone who needs a reliable, practical family vehicle, the Escape has you covered. Final verdict and conclusion. The ST line trims bring sporty styling and features for enthusiasts. The Platinum offers upscale luxury touches. The plug-in hybrid delivers electric driving for daily use with gas-powered flexibility for road trips. There's genuinely something for everyone in this lineup. At the end of the day, vehicles in this segment are all pretty competitive. The differences come down to personal preference, brand loyalty, and specific needs. But the 2026 Ford Escape absolutely deserves to be on your short list if you're shopping for a compact SUV. It's practical without being boring, efficient without being gutless, tech-forward without being gimmicky, and capable without being excessive. It's the Swiss Army knife of compact SUVs, a tool that can handle whatever you throw at it with competence and a bit of style. Ford has been building Escapes for over 20 years now, and this latest generation represents the culmination of all that experience and refinement. They've listened to customers, studied the competition, and delivered a vehicle that checks almost every box. So, is the 2026 Ford Escape right for you? If you value versatility, technology, efficiency, and driving engagement in a practical package, then absolutely. If you prioritize maximum predicted reliability above all else, you might lean toward Honda or Toyota. If you want the most affordable option, you might look at Hyundai or Kia. But for most people, most of the time, the Escape hits the sweet spot. And there you have it, folks, a complete, comprehensive deep dive into the 2026 Ford Escape. We've covered exterior design, interior comfort, all three powertrains, fuel economy, technology, dimensions, towing, safety, and how it stacks up against the competition. I hope this has been helpful in your vehicle shopping journey. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss future deep dives like this one. Drop a comment below and let me know, what's your favorite feature of the 2026 Escape? Are you team gas engine, team hybrid, or team plug-in hybrid? What color would you choose? And most importantly, is the Escape on your shopping list? I love hearing from you all, and I read every comment. Your feedback and questions help me create better content for this community. If you're seriously considering buying an Escape, I'd recommend scheduling test drives of different trim levels and powertrains to see which one feels right for you. There's no substitute for getting behind the wheel and experiencing a vehicle firsthand. Thank you so much for spending the last 30 minutes with me here at Crazy Auto Premier. I'm passionate about cars, and I love sharing that passion with all of you. Until next time, drive safe, drive smart, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Crazy Auto Premier signing off.